Steel Popcorn Podcast. That's it. That's the intro.
Hello and welcome to another episode of the Stale Popcorn Podcast. I'm your host, Steven, and with me, as always, is my co-host, Christopher. Chris.
Hello.
Yep, you don't come in yet. No, just kidding.
I'm here. I'm queer. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you doing?
I'm doing well.
I guess you just said that, but yeah.
Yeah, doing well. Excuse my voice. I'm overcoming a sickness, illness.
You got the HIVs?
Yep, it finally caught up to me, and I'm paying for it, so let's hope I get that Magic Johnson life, if you know what I mean.
Sure. Well, we'll just dive right in. There's time codes in the description below if you want to jump around, because we're going to be talking about a few things we're super excited to talk about. First and foremost, just some housekeeping item. Thanks for following us. If you follow us on Instagram and YouTube, if you're a subscriber there, helps us out a lot. We appreciate all those followers. And we also have a Facebook group, the Stale Popcorn Pod, on Facebook. You want to check it out there. Chris, I actually have a comment and I guess that's a little letter, if you will, from one of our fans. If you'll indulge me, I'll read that for you now, if that's okay.
I'm indulging, man. I tell you, I'll always indulge.
Awesome. So this is from the King of Nothing. He said it translates to that. That's his name.
What do you mean it translates? Is it like Russian or something? Or?
Yeah, he's German, so.
Ooh.
Yeah.
All right. Sorry.
Oh, you're good. So it says, you guys should do one or multiple Unhinged Reviews episodes where one of you is reading a review without naming the movie title, and the other one has to guess the movie and taking points while doing so, and then switch by turns. The loser has to read the book Argyle and must do an episode comparing it to the movie. It's probably for the best that you watch it again for not missing any details and or similarities as well as differences. So there are stakes in the game. He said, keep up the good work. I love listening to your podcast while commuting. P.S. Sorry for my English. I'm not a native speaker. Greetings from Berlin.
Ooh, all right.
And I like that idea.
I do too, and I'll definitely be motivated to win because
yeah,
I don't know if I can take that again. How long? Yeah. That's off a book, huh?
Yeah. That sounds like quite the chore. So I guess next Unhinged Reviews, if we don't have any kind of movies coming up, we'll do that. So definitely, thank you, King of Nothing, and thanks for listening. Huge shout out to you. So
yeah, it's a great idea. Thanks for the suggestion.
So Chris, you got any other announcements while we're in the announcements section?
Yeah, I got some just some movie business here.
Sure.
Brian Cox says Joaquin Phoenix was, quote, truly terrible in Napoleon. I think it's totally his fault. I would have played it a lot better. I think he's well named Joaquin, wacky. It's sort of a wacky performance. So apparently there's a beef here between Stryker.
He's also the voice of the McDonald's commercials, so that gives him credibility.
Yeah, apparently there's this big old beef between them.
Oh, wow, yeah.
Which I thought was...
Let's start a hashtag Brian Cox versus Wacky Phoenix. Get them in a ring together.
I know, that's what
Jake
I'm
Paul,
thinking.
Mike Tyson style. No, that's funny. I didn't see Napoleon, had you?
Nope. I want to, just because, I'm a sucker for history. I like battles. But it's one of those, once I see that runtime, and the reviews, from what I've heard, is it's not the best. I heard it's kind of fine, but I want a pretty good movie if I'm spending 3 hours watching,
Oof. Yeah. Wacky Phoenix, that's funny.
Wacky Phoenix. Yeah. We also got The Witcher will end with Season 5 on Netflix. Season 4 has begun filming with Liam Hemsworth as Geralt.
Oof.
Did you watch, are you up to date on The Witch?
I watched Season 1, and that's it.
Same. I think I started Season 2, but I never finished, and far gone at this point.
My love for Henry Cavill was not as strong as my disinterest for The Witcher, I guess you could say.
There's a new M. Night Shyamalan film called Trap.
I did see the trailer for that.
I saw the trailer, and I thought it might be fun. So, from the trailer, it's like they go to a concert. It's this teenage girl and her dad, and she's like, "These are the best tickets. Oh, wow, this is so fun." And then the dad's walking out, and there's a bunch of cops, and they're like locking down the building, and one of the workers, he's like, "Hey, what's going on here?" And the worker's like, "Oh, the secret, there's a killer that they think is at this concert. We're going to lock it down, and we're going to catch him tonight." And then it shows, like, it's hinting that the dad is the killer in the trailer, but it's M. Night Shyamalan, so I thought we could guess what the twist is right now without seeing the movie. What do you think the twist is going to be?
The daughter is definitely the killer.
Yeah, that's kind of the simple one. Oh, yeah.
Or that black guy who told him about it.
That's true.
Yeah. No, I saw that and I was like, did they really just like spoil the? I guess there's knowing M. Night, there's probably another twist or something. But I was like, they kind of let a little bit too much go on that trailer. I don't know.
Maybe
hopefully
it's
more to it.
The twist is it's a reverse village situation where they think it's the present day, but in real life it's like the Middle Ages. What do you think of that?
That's I would love to see how he over-explains that one.
It's the
like
same
he did the village
universe. Yeah, no, the Middle Ages is crazy. It's a social experiment here.
Yeah.
All right, moving on. Hayden Christensen turned 43 this week. Does that make
Happy
you
birthday,
feel old?
Hayden.
Yeah.
Huge fan of the podcast. We talk regularly. Thank you, Hayden.
What is your favorite non-Star Wars Hayden film?
It's got to be Jumper. Because it's literally the only one I can think of.
I was thinking a little Season of the Witch. Not Season of the Witch.
I know what you're thinking of with Nick Cage.
Yeah, some other Nick Cage middle. Actually, he was in this one called... Oh, what was it called? It was called Breakers. It's some one where he's a heist man, and it's got like Chris Brown and T.I. and
I know which one you're talking about. Yeah.
Everyone hated it, but I enjoyed it. I mean,
I bet you would like that, you little creep.
All right, what else? Platform 2 is coming to Netflix. You ever watch that one?
I did, yeah. I really like that one, actually.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty good.
Are they going to have 2 platforms now?
I guess.
I
don't really remember how it ends, but I remember it was thrilling.
He goes down at the very bottom and then comes back up with the samurai sword, I think. Maybe I dreamt that.
Really?
I don't know.
All right, fair enough. Keanu Reeves will star in Ruben Östlund's next movie, The Entertainment System is Down. The film is a social satire set on a long-haul flight on which the entertainment system isn't working, which sparks major chaos. What do you think the chaos is going to be? It's the flight on 9/11 or what? What are we talking here?
That would be a Shyamalanian kind of twist.
Maybe that's the Shyamalan twist. They were in the Trade Center the whole time.
Is this movie supposed to be a comedy?
It's a satire.
Okay. Well, I'm a big fan of whatever Keanu does, so we'll watch that for sure.
Venom: The Last Dance was moved up to October 25th, so the film didn't get overshadowed by the U.S. elections. My question to you, is this actually Venom's last dance?
Oh, heavens,
Does anyone believe that?
No. Come on. Wait, it's coming out this year?
It says October 20th. Oh, I guess it's probably next year if the elections. Elections aren't this year, are they?
Elections are this year. It's 2024.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Well, then it probably is this year.
Interesting. I get not wanting to be overshadowed by the election, I guess.
But election, is that in October?
It's in November, so I don't know what they're thinking.
Maybe it was originally in November. Oh, it's like November 6th or something, right? November 11th or so.
Maybe it's a tough choice to make, whether or not to go vote or to watch Venom 3.
I know. I
tell you what.
Well, if I've ever had those choices, I'm picking Venom each time, man.
A real Sophie's Cho-Cho.
Yeah. Godzilla x Kong, The New Empire rises to become the second highest grossing film of 2024.
Really?
Don't know what it passed, but it's number 2 now. And Dune Part 2's up to $695 million in the global box office earnings with a budget of $190 million.
I thought that crossed $1 billion already, no?
Not according to this random tweet I saw, and I did no further research. So, take it as word. A Knight's Tale sequel was being discussed for Netflix, but was rejected after Netflix's algorithm told the studio that it wouldn't be a success.
Well, I'm no algorithm, but I could tell you it wouldn't be a success either. How dare they even consider that? What, like, the audacity, man. The pure hubris. What do you even do with a sequel with that? Jeez.
They have Joaquin Phoenix play whatever the knight's name is.
William Thatcher.
Yeah,
They have Joaquin Phoenix replace Heath Ledger.
In every movie, yeah.
Oof.
They should do a 10 Things I Hate About You sequel, but it's Joaquin there. Oh, man. Call it 11 Things I Hate About You. And have,
Don't give Hollywood any more ideas, Chris.
Catherine Newton. Do you know who that is?
No.
She's the actress that plays the daughter in Ant-Man.
Oh, okay.
And whatever, Quantumanium. Says Ant-Man 3 was the easiest job of my life. Yeah, we could tell.
Yeah. Don't rub it in our faces. The rest of the world's got to work.
Man.
Come on. Jeez.
These last two are about a film we're going to discuss today. Zack Snyder has outlined his intentions to debut no fewer than 6 Rebel Moon cinematic installments. No fewer. That means it's possible. It's 7 and up, maybe here.
Oh, man. Oh,
Hey, don't, And another, Zack Snyder was asked why there's so much slow motion in Rebel Moon. Did you notice any slow motion in that film?
Okay, we'll get into it.
The obvious answer is slow motion is awesome. The use of it, to me, is a way of just embellishing heroic moments that our heroes go through. And you can really feel the heroic moments. But
Okay.
I'll save the rest for the pod itself.
Sure.
But those are all the movie announcements I got for this week, Steve.
Well, I think you missed a key one. And luckily, the gods smiled upon us, the old ones and the new ones. Because Wolverine and Deadpool, or I guess Deadpool and Wolverine trailer came out this morning. Have you seen it?
I seen it. I saw it.
Well, let's talk about it. What do you think?
Looks good to me, yeah, I thought it was interesting, kind of fun.
Yeah.
Little jokes and such.
I thought it was good. However, I thought this one should have been combined with the Super Bowl trailer and shown at the Super Bowl trailer. You know what I mean? Get a little bit of Wolverine in there, show him in his costume, get people really hyped. Everyone's going to go see this regardless, but yeah, it looks pretty fun. There's some fun parts of it. You got a big Ant-Man helmet in there. I don't know if you saw that.
I saw it. I did.
It looks good. And
you see a Doctor Strange little circle thing.
Little portal, yep. Minor spoilers. I don't know if you saw Lady Deathstrike in there for a split second.
I don't even know who that is. I heard the name, but
if you'll let me push up my glasses here. If you'll recall in X-Men United,
is she the sword lady?
She got swords. She got knives on the tips of her fingers.
Ooh.
That lady, she's back, as well as the devil guy. As I'm gonna butcher his name, Azazel.
Daredevil.
Yeah, no, he literally looks like the devil. Remember in X-Men First Class, the devil-looking guy?
Oh, Red Nightcrawler?
Yep, sure. I think technically
Insidious guy,
father.
What's his name?
Azazel, I think. I don't know.
Yeah, isn't that Nightcrawler's daddy?
I think so.
I assumed him and Mystique got it on, and that's how Nightcrawler looks
you assume
like him,
that because that's your fan fiction. That's in your 14-year-old
I mean, that's what I
journal
wrote in my book report in 3rd grade here. Even though that wasn't what the question asked.
No, I was going to do some research on this and look who the villain is and everything, but I think I don't want to be bogged down by all that. So I'm just going to go in blind and just watch it and have a heck of a time. So short answer, looks good. Looks fun.
Yeah, I agree. Looks fun. I mean, they could show a black screen for 3 minutes as a trailer. I'd still watch the movie, so
What do you think
Good enough
of
with
Hugh
me.
Jackman's Wolverine costume and stuff?
Well, I could care less.
Oh, it looks cool.
He's got like the tank top thing going.
The sleeveless look.
Sleeveless. Show off some guns. I like the yellow. I think it's cooler than the other ones. It looks more like a Wolverine I grew and loved.
I wish he wore his helmet a bit more. But
yeah. Is he gonna... I want him to growl. I feel like he doesn't growl as much in the movies as he does in the cartoon, where he's like all the time.
What was that? How does he do that again?
Sabertooth, Professor X. He's always doing something. Bob.
I feel like he growled a lot in Logan, if that counts for anything.
I guess. I guess you're onto something.
I got a question for you. What you been watching?
Oh, I have watched plenty and plenty here, so take a seat, pull up a chair. Like I said, I've been sick, the fam's been sick, so we've just been couch potatoes, popping on movie, let's pop on a next one, yada yada. So, watched a film called The Blackening. Ever heard of it?
You know what, I was going to tell some off-color jokes, but I'll save it. No, I haven't seen it.
Oh, okay. It's a black comedy in like a literal sense.
Oh, okay. Like black people are in it.
There's black people and they're it's like a haunted house type thing.
I think I know what you're talking about.
It was fine.
Is it like Tyler Perry's Aunt Medea's kind of deal?
Yeah, basically. It was... I wouldn't say it's like Tyler Perry. It's like a step above, but you're still like 2 steps below the deck, if you know what I mean. I give that like a 2.5. It's not really my audience per se, but there's some funny parts. Then I watched a movie called Mud.
Mud with Matthew McConaughey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You seen?
I saw it a long time ago, and that's literally all I remember of those 2 things.
It's
called Mud and Matthew McConaughey.
Yeah, it was fine. I think I gave it a 3. It's kind of... It's, I like the... It's got the 2 little middle-aged boys befriending a fugitive, kind of...
Wait, is one of them the Joker? Barry Keoghan?
Well, no, I'm pretty sure it's Ready Player One, unless I'm... Pretty sure it's Ready Player One.
But I got confused with another weird-looking big-mouth kid.
Then I watched a movie called No Instructions Included. You heard of this?
No. I've seen No Batteries Included.
It's a Spanish/American film. It's got that one Spanish...
yeah. My wife loves this movie.
Really?
Yeah.
I put it on because I saw it got like an A+ on Cinema Score. I saw the trailer. It looked like a fun comedy about like... basically the plot is this guy knocks up someone... And then 2 years later, she shows up and drops off the baby and then leaves the country because he's living in Mexico and she's in America. And then he goes to try and give the baby back and he illegally crosses the border, but then he ends up, falling in love with the baby, but he can't go back to Mexico because he's worried he'll get deported and then he'll lose the kid and yada. So he's basically just living in America years and years, and then the wife comes back and is trying to take the baby. So it's pretty funny, but without spoiling it, it ends on such... Have you seen this?
No, I haven't. I know that guy.
It ends on such a... It's just like rips your heart. You gotta be emotionally stable to watch it. It's
Well, then I will not watch it.
Yeah, I would not recommend watching it. If you have a kid, don't watch it. It just ends with the most... Anyways, so that one, I guess I'll give it like a 3, I don't know. Like, it's pretty good if I just cut out the last parts here. But then I watched a movie called Big. You ever seen that?
Tom Hanks, yeah. Right? That's the one?
Yep, that's the one. Have you seen it?
I have. I used to love that movie as a kid, and then when you grow up and realize that just how awkward it is,
Yeah. Well, I never seen it as a kid, and I just saw it now, and I'm like, is this going where I think it's going?
And it goes where you think it goes.
and I watched this on Disney Plus, and I'm like,
oh, jeez.
He's not doing what I think he is. She's, what?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, kind of a spoiler, but yeah, he turns big, and then he's like living adults, got a girlfriend, yada yada, and then even after she finds out he's a kid, she's still like, hey,
not a deal breaker.
Yeah, look me up in 10 years, Yeah. I'm like, all right.
Oh, yeah.
So that was fine. I'll give that like a 3.
Yeah.
I
finished.
got
away with a lot of stuff then.
They sure did. Finished 3 Body Problems.
Ooh, boy, here we go. Let's do it.
You seen it as well, huh?
Yeah.
Were you a big fan of the show here?
What's the opposite of a big fan?
Because
that's what I am.
Air conditioner.
I didn't. Nah,
heater.
This wasn't for me.
Yeah. I thought it started off interesting, and I won't go too in deep in case someone's watching, but I liked a certain character, and I thought that was kind of why I watched it, and then he disappears after like 3 episodes, and I didn't really care about anyone else, and it was just kind of pretty boring to me, if I'm being honest. But
yeah, me too. I fell asleep like 5 times trying to watch it.
Oh, same.
It just wasn't great. I'm sorry, and it's based on a book, and I'm sure the book is good or whatever, but it's just boring, lame, bunch of nerds talking to each other in a room. And then you're in VR, a bunch of nerds talking in VR.
Yep.
There's a part where bodies get dehydrated, and then they get thrown in the river.
Yep.
That's all I remember from that show.
Then I watched a movie called The Date Night. You ever seen that?
With Stephen James Carell and Tina Marie Faye?
Yes.
Yeah. I think so, a long time ago, yeah.
It's got, like, so many famous people in it. And it's pretty funny. I quite enjoyed it. I think I'd give that like a 3.5. But it's got seriously like 20 actors that are pretty famous, and they're
Would
like,
you classify it as star-studded?
Definitely. And it'll just like like a random scene for 5 minutes. You got here's James Franco, here's Mila Kunis, and then randomly so and so's here, and yada yada. And it's pretty funny. I'd say it's pretty good. And then last, I watched a movie called Castaway. You seen that?
Ah, yes. Jonathan Hanks. Did you have a Tom Hanks little marathon or something?
Yeah, remember how earlier we're like, he don't miss. He's got nothing but bangers. Let's watch some Tom Hanks here.
Yeah.
And I'd seen random parts of Castaway, but I'd never sat through. And I remember as a kid watching part of it and thinking it was like kind of boring to watch as a kid.
Mm-hmm.
And I still agree with it. It's pretty. It's a fine, okay-ish movie, but it's hard to stay awake in a movie where it's just basically one guy.
What about the part where he breaks his tooth with the ice skate? Do you remember that bit?
Pretty cool. Yeah,
Do you remember when he makes Wilson and he talks to Wilson?
I do remember that. Yes.
Do you remember when he tries to kill himself?
I kind of remember.
Do you remember when he's opening the FedEx boxes?
I do remember that. Yes.
Do you remember when he loses Wilson? He's like, Wilson.
I do remember that. Yes.
Do you remember the lady from Twister and how she got a haircut and was like, Tom Hanks, I still love you, but I have a kid now with another man, so darn.
Yeah. She's kind of she's not good either way. She's still like, making out with the guy, but she's like, I can't do this. But then she's like, I run in the car and coming with you. Actually, nah, I can't. I got a kid. And I'm like, what? Just
might
make
as
up
well.
your mind, woman.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that one, I guess I give it like a 3, but it's one I don't think I'll ever watch again in my life. It's just, it's kind of boring, if I'm being honest.
I get that. Yeah, I get that.
But how about you? You watch anything?
I watched one thing this week, and it's what we're going to talk about. I was super busy this week, and so I just barely got in to be able to watch this. So.
Wow. Yeah, same, basically, right?
Yeah.
Well, let's just dive right in, spoiler free. Why don't you give a quick synopsis, spoiler free, of of the Rebel Moon Part 2.
Sure. So yeah, if you haven't seen Part 1, that doesn't matter. Have you ever seen or heard of like A Bug's Life or Seven Samurai, The Magnificent Seven? It's that, but it's the Part 2 of that. And so picks up right where the last one left off at, and you got, if you'll recall from the first one, I don't remember anyone's names, but the lady with the short hair killed the one guy. He's back, and then they want to attack the farm with grain.
Arthelius.
Yeah.
No, I didn't just look it up to know who the main character's name was after watching the second of the film of the 6 movies here.
Yeah. No, it's literally like there's not a whole lot to the second one. It's literally just picks up where this first one stuff up. The first one, they got the crew. We're putting together a crew, and then put it together. The second one, they're training the villagers to fight the people, and then they fight the people. That's it.
Yep.
That's it. That's all.
You said it perfectly here. So,
yeah.
As saying all that, how would you rate the movie?
If we're doing like a letterbox score, I'd probably put like a 1.5 star.
Really?
Yeah. So I can't, in good conscience, really recommend this to anyone. If I'm being forthright here, if you like Zack Snyder's movies, then I think you'll like this one. But I just feel like there's better things to waste your time with, I guess you could say. But yeah, what do you think?
I wouldn't go as low as a 1.5. I'm a caring guy, you know. It's got good visuals, and some nice action here, you know. So I was thinking more of a 2.5 myself.
All right.
But I can see why you're giving it a 1.5.
Wait.
On Rotten Tomatoes, do you know what the critic score is?
The critic
Want to take a guess?
I don't know, probably like a 30 or 40.
15%.
Just a bit off there.
Yeah. Do you know what the first one's critic score was?
Probably like a 30 or 40.
21%. So... So I don't think I'm not as harsh as these people. Like, I've seen worse. To me, it's kind of like on par as like a Damsel.
Okay.
Where it's like, this wasn't the worst movie I ever seen. Would I ever, in good conscience, recommend it with anyone? No.
Probably not. You know, I don't remember what I gave Damsel, but I will say this one is a little bit better than Damsel. I'll say that. We could just dive right into the spoilers, because, there's nothing here.
Yeah, let's get through this.
I can't remember how you want to do it. You want to do bad first and then end on a good note?
Well, I would say, let's get more into the plot here, but I don't think there's really much to add to, it's
without
just
spoiling it, yeah.
Yeah, you spend... 30 minutes going through everyone's backstory, like, oh, we can't fight unless we know who you really are. I'm like, you can.
Surely
what do you mean?
Yeah.
Every fight ever. And they're, oh, this person did this, and yada yada. But yeah, basically the villain that they think is dead from the first one, Evil Dario, he didn't die. He got brought back to life.
He gets sucked off by tentacles and comes back to life.
Yeah. He's got there's 3 of them blue, 3 red, 3 green. Who knows what's going in those, you know? And
it's stamina, health, and magic, I think, potions.
Hygiene or water.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's getting maxed out attributes here, and the first thing he's like, take me to here, and they're like, no, you're not ready, and then he just kills the guy, and he's like, do I look ready now? And they're like, oh, set a course to B7 or whatever, you know, knight to E4, you know, whatever it is, and we'll start cons, and then we'll go pros, because we end on a nice high note here.
Try to be a more positive. And you said bad first.
Yeah, bad first. But
okay, I got a question for you. Whose haircut is worse between the main lady in this one and Rebecca Hall in King Kong?
That was the one. Yeah, I was thinking that actually the whole time. I would say, well, you can even throw the main or the villain guy in it too. Evil Dario. He's kind of got that Peaky Blinder, but he's got some weird thing in the back of his head.
Well, Peaky, they have longer hair on top, so like you know, there's some sort of style. This one, I don't know what they did there.
Yeah, I'd still say Rebecca Halls is still the leading candidate.
Still leading lady on the worst hit.
Yeah.
Fair enough, I get that.
So, yeah, they go in to go capture her. And I guess they do a backstory with her, like, oh, she actually... You knew she was with the evil Galaxy Empire, but you didn't know she tried killing a little kid. She tried killing the princess for just to make Dad happy or something, and then immediately after, Dad's like, oh, she killed the princess, sees her, and then she escapes. It's kind of hard to root for someone that just murdered a kid, right?
Yeah.
You know, that's kind of... Yeah, it goes through all their backstories, and then they're trained to prepare for the Empire to come attack. They attack. They do a, Star Wars. She sneaks on the plane, or the whatever battle stroller, battle star,
the dreadnought or something.
Dreadnought
like
blows it up. Villain dies. I'm sure he's not actually dead, and he's gonna come back again the next movie. And then that's how it ends. And then they're like, "Oh, the princess isn't actually dead." What?
Somehow,
and then it ends. And then it ends also with the robot guy. He's like, "Hey, I'll fight. I gotta save the princess."
His name is Jimmy, actually.
Seriously.
Yeah. No, but speaking of Jimmy, I knew I was in for a chore of a movie as soon as Anthony Hopkins, just right off the bat, just speaking absolute gibberish, just nonsense words.
Oh, the Princess Issa was determined by the Renegade, Miss Belisarius. I
was like, goodness gracious, what is this? I just, what a way to start a movie. Like, even a part 2,
Why does he have the antlers? Did they say that in the last movie?
I guess it's a stylistic choice.
Like, did he put on the antlers? Or it looks kind of like, those satanic things they do when they throw on antlers and do some blood
it's a
ritual.
Subliminal message or something.
I guess. Robots are the devil.
Yeah. No, just Anthony Hopkins.
Oh, yes.
No, but yeah, this one, I have notes, because we've seen this story dozens of times, right? In different mediums. And so, like, my question is, why doesn't it work here? Like, we've seen A Bug's Life, Magnificent Seven, Seven Samurai, all that jazz. And I think I found out why. It's because, one, it's split into 2 parts. Don't do that. It's a very simple story. You can tell it in one movie. You don't need to spend 2 hours in one movie, 2 hours in another movie, 6 months in between it. Awful. I don't know who made that decision to do it like this. Horrible. You just set yourself up for failure. Number 2, why it didn't work, underdeveloped characters. Just, without looking up, you probably got your IMDb page up. Close your eyes, Chris. I want you to name me 5 characters in this movie right now.
Cora, because I just said her name after I looked it up.
Sure.
Jimmy, because you said his name as well.
Sure.
Gun to my head.
Gun to your head, you could
Rufus?
do it, right?
Is there a Rufus in there, maybe? What's some other stupid name? Like Malachias?
Yeah.
No,
that's what I'm talking about. Like, they never gave us a reason to really care about these characters. But
Titus. Commander General Titus or something. That's Digimon.
Our boy Digimon, yeah.
Yeah. No, I had the same complaint the last movie. In fact, I started watching this, and like 10 minutes in, I was like, I forgot what happened. I don't remember anything that happened the last movie, so I pulled up our old YouTube video of Rebel Moon Part 1. And I think that was one of the things I said is like, I think I asked you, I was like, can you name a single character? And you're like, a gun to my head, no. And I said, yeah, I can't now, and I bet you I won't the next time the next one comes out, and surely I was right.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's just flawed, because, I think my contention is movies are meant to elicit emotions, right? the best movies make you laugh hard, they make you cry, they make you cheer, you know? And I feel like in this movie, the main emotion I had was complete indifference. Because, you know, something would happen where it would supposed to elicit a response to me, but my response was always just like a, all right, okay, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, here's a montage of farmers harvesting wheat, and you're like, okay, you know, teaching peasants how to fight, all right, okay. Dario Naharis dies, sure, okay, all right. You know, the other Dario Naharis dies. Like, nobody, do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, it just doesn't, I've never seen a movie try so hard in its life to try to, like, earn emotional payoffs. And we talked about it a little bit. They stopped the movie dead in its tracks to tell you why you should care about these characters. They have a little round table and tell everyone, hey, here's why you should care about me, because I have a backstory and stuff. And it just, like, fell so flat because nobody cares. Like,
yeah, I wouldn't care if anyone died,
right?
Whatsoever. And that's the same thing with part 1. They had someone die, and they're like trying to make you sad, and I'm like,
you're like, what's his name again?
I don't even know his name. I already forgot who he is. You know,
this happened again too in this one with the Asian lady. They tried to set up the Asian lady and the boy somehow. You know, like, oh, they're going to be connected. I thought the boy was going to die. Turns out I didn't care if either of them died.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. And they wanted the main team to feel so much like a team, you know. But they're like, to quote Dwight Schrute, they're no more a team than people staying in the same hotel are a team. You know what I mean? There's just like, they're just there. And I got a question for you. Some of the folks really in there, they've weaseled their way into that team. Because when you think of like a team, they all contribute different things. They all have different skill sets and like, you know, unique talents and abilities. There's one person there, and I'm like, what do you contribute to the team? And I don't even know her name. She was the yelling lady at the end. You know who I'm talking about?
The one with the eye paint?
Yeah. You remember the last one? She was just like,
yeah, I remember.
I'm like, why are you here? Like, how are you better than a farmer who's just trained for a couple days?
Well,
do you know what I mean?
She blew up a tank, man. She
all right,
saved.
well, so did another farmer. Like, do you know what I mean?
True.
They should all have, like, abilities that, like, I mean, General Titus, my boy Digimon, he's cool, so, like, let him stay. The main lady, sure. Griffin guy, he would have been cool if he had a Griffin.
Yeah.
But, do you know what I mean?
I
you
know
smell
what you
what I'm
mean.
stepping in.
I don't know how she was with the rebellion people that, like, show up at the end randomly.
Yeah.
Or were they there the whole time? I'll be honest, I was kind of dozing in and out of the movie.
Yeah.
But, like, at the end, these aircrafts come and save the day at the end. And
Are you talking the first one or the second one? Because that happened in
the second
both
one.
movies.
It was the guy that dies in the first one.
Yeah.
The dreadlocks. His, like, sister is flying the planes, and it seems like they're a rebel group.
Yeah. Yeah, that's another thing.
Or something. It never really...
Yeah, she was with them, I think. That's what I'm saying.
She was there the whole time?
She just weaseled her way in, and I'm like, how'd you get in here? Who let you in?
Wait, that's a different person.
I don't even know, man.
There's the white girl with black face on her eyes. Mm-hmm. But then there's a black girl with dreadlocks that is the sister of the brother that dies in part 1.
Correct.
But I don't remember seeing Dreadlock's girl on the planet until the end. She's like flying planes and they shoot
they came in last minute and shot
like
stuff
they
up.
just came out of nowhere, like out of planet.
I guess. And I'm like, couldn't you guys shown up like an hour ago?
Yeah.
Like, and
yeah,
it doesn't.
But it never like says anything, does it? Like it's like, oh, we communicate it. Like they never say, oh, thanks, you know, or like maybe.
Yeah.
Granted, I'll be honest, I wasn't paying a ton of attention to the movie. I was trying my best, but I probably fell asleep.
And I watched it
off 2 or 3 times here.
I watched it on 1.5 speed, so I probably missed something too.
Oh yeah, but you didn't watch it in theaters?
No, actually, we got invited to see it in theaters, but I was like, You know what? I can't do it. I can't waste my time.
That's what this movie needs to be seen in a theater. It's like Dune here.
I guess.
You don't get it unless you see it in IMAX.
Anyway, that's all I got for bads. Like, it's just, it doesn't really make us care about anything is my main complaint, you know?
I'd say it's a long movie that could be done in 40 minutes. And that's kind of being a little boasty here, right? You could have combined them. If you took out slow-mo, how much minutes do you think you would cut if just by taking out the slow-mo in this movie?
And this is not an exaggeration. Probably like at least 15 to 20 minutes. Yeah. Like, that's not an exaggeration.
And the thing is there's some... I'll save this for the pros, I guess, but, like, it doesn't need to be slow-mo. I get maybe one cool slow-mo, but it's literally everything. Oh, slow motion, real time for 1 second, back to slow-mo. Oh, this person's, like, walking. Oh, slow-mo. Oh, this guy turns his head and sees something slow-mo. And I'm like, oh my goodness, man. Yeah. And he was saying it adds to their character or some BS. And I'm like, what are you talking about? What does this mean? Is the extended just going to be like quadruple the slow-mo here?
Even slower? Yeah. Oh man, don't even get me started on that.
That would be the true punishment for the first time Argyle, next time someone loses, they got to watch the uncut or Snyder cut of this and give a full report. That would be something.
Yeah.
But it's too much slow-mo. And then just like some plot things, maybe you can answer. Digimon's plan is like, all right, I'm here to train you, but first we gotta harvest. Yeah. And they get all the crop, and he's like, put this all in the main base because they're not gonna blow it up because they want the food. And then they bad guys show up with their drug dreadnought, whatever, and again, they're not blowing up it because they want the food. And they do like the kind of standoff with main girl Cora. And then they do their ambush and fight, yada yada. And then Cora goes on the ship, sneaks on to blow it up. And he's like, oh, she's here? Go ahead, blow up the planet. And they're like, but the food? And he's like, nah.
Yeah, screw the grain.
Screw the grain. And they do the whole Death Star trying to blow up a planet. And he's not even, like, trying to keep her alive or anything. He's, like, trying to kill her. Which I'm like, if you're gonna kill her...
why not just...
kill her? Like, why do all this? And you could say, oh, maybe you want the body to be... you can't, if you blow up the planet, her body's, disintegrated. But you literally, she's there in front of you... 5 feet in front of you talking, just shoot her right there. Like, I don't understand. Like,
yeah. What made me a little more frustrated was when they were doing that. They're like, ready the cannons to destroy the farmland or whatever. They got a bloody submarine style cranking system. I'm like, surely
like they're playing Battleship. They're like, all right, let's try coordinate B3. Maybe that's a hit.
Yeah, it takes them like a solid 2 minutes to put target on this thing, and I'm like, come on now. Like, it's like little things like that add up. Where like, why is this? You got super advanced technology, but you got to rely on this grain, and then in the end of the day, the grain doesn't even matter. So I'm like,
You still got people like shoveling coal and such. And I'm like,
and the freaking I'm like, gosh.
So, anyway. Just some other things that kind of bugged me. So when the the dreadnought appears, it's got like this scanning technology, and they can see all the women and children are in this building over here. So they know that, but they somehow don't see the, hundreds of people that are dug a hole underneath to do their surprise attack.
Yeah.
Like,
that didn't make any sense.
Why would it not see that? And if it sees that, their whole plan doesn't work. And also they dig these like pretty, extensive long tunnels underground. They got it covered in a manner of like 2 days. They've got like this, highly developed underground complex tunnels.
Mhm.
Doesn't seem that realistic to me.
Yeah.
So another thing that bugged me, the robot decides, all right, I'm going to fight, and then he just starts shooting and killing. He hops in a tank, kills the guy, and it's just one guy in a tank and the robot. He could easily just, kill the guy, throw him out, they take the tank. Now they got a freaking tank, and instead he's like, nope, let's just blow this thing up, even though killed all the... I was just like, what are you doing?
What are you doing? Yeah.
Those rapists are still out there.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Little things like this, like a couple of them are excusable, but you're just like one after another. You're like,
yeah. There's a part where she's on the ship. They find out there's a woman on the ship. They're chasing after her. She'll kill a guard or whatever. All of the guards wear masks. So you can't see their faces. Just take someone's mask, put it on your face.
Yeah, you started off like that.
Nope,
they infiltrated
not anymore. I ain't hiding.
Yeah, they were whatever. They pretend to be injured soldiers and coming on board of the ship, and they had masks and armor and everything. I'm like, just keep that on until you're good. Like, why you gotta take off all your stuff? The little things, man.
Yeah.
Gosh.
And just one more thing that bugged me is when she has another main fight with evil Dario, and he's like choking her out to death. Life's leaving her eyes. Good Dario takes one of their lightsaber sword things, whatever that is, stabs it right through the guy's back. It's like an inch from her face, and I'm like, think, Dario, oh, this guy is on top of her, choking her. I'm just going to pierce it as far as I can through this guy's back. I
thought for sure the move would have been cut off his head, but no, let me almost kill the main girl too.
Let's be real close here, but But besides that, I guess that's all the cons I could think of.
Just say got a couple, just a few. Yeah, me too.
Just a few here.
But since we're trying to be more positive in the world, let's do some good things. And admittedly, my good list is quite a bit shorter than my bad list. But I will say this, I'm just an idiot online who doesn't do anything. I don't make any movies. So first of all, hats off to Zack Snyder and his team. I could never hope in a million years make anything like this. So, it takes a team of people to make that. I recognize that I'm just an idiot. So good job for making a movie, because making movies is hard. Even, so that's out there. Good job.
Is that all of your pros?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I think Zack Snyder would make some banger music videos. I think that's where his talent really lies, because it is shot really well. I don't mean that as a slight. I really don't. It's, some of the shots are really cool, and honestly, I can't really fault him for telling his version of this story, because it's, a story is as a tale as old as time, if you will, but it's his version of the story, right? So he's telling it how he wants to do it. Let there be flaws and do whatever, but so good on you for doing what you envisioned to do. So good job. Another one here. I have this one is actually, I started it in the bad section, but because I want to be more like you, Chris, I shifted my mindset and turned it into a positive thing. So this one started off as a negative, but I looked at it a little bit differently. So I wrote down, if someone were to walk in the room at any random time, they would think there's like 3 different movies happening and you're switching through channels, because the design aspect, there's a lot of different kind of designs going on. There's like sci-fi robots 1 minute, and then the next minute you got like 1920s era farmers doing some harvesting, and then the next moment you're doing like an 18th century royalty, montage sort of thing. One of the main, like Dario Naharis, looks like he's in the band The Killers. So like there's a lot of different designs going on, but I think that's pretty cool that they had all these cool different things, cool different cultures, and they were able to accentuate that in this movie. There's a part where there's like a cool little white griffin at a funeral. I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. There's cool designs, so I'll give them that. So good job. Good on you on all those designs and all the cool concepts there. What positives you got, Chris?
I thought the fight scene at the end was pretty cool.
Sure.
Where they're falling, the ship's crashing straight down, and It's kind of like a Titanic situation where they're falling down, but they're fighting, and there's some cool scenes, with evil Dario, and there's a random part where good Dario just slides back by. Oh, hi, and then But I thought that was a pretty fun scene. I'd say that was the best scene of the film here. I thought the effects weren't bad, cool effects. I thought that if it wasn't for the slow-mo, I think the fight scenes would actually be pretty decent, like a Star Wars type fight scene, Yeah. I like the concept of, training the town to defend against the evil guys coming. I like that plot. And so I was on the edge of my seat a little when they come, and I'm like, oh, what's the battle? How's that going to be? I thought that was fun.
There's a part where a little boy stabs a dude in the balls.
Yeah, that's true.
That's cool. That's fun.
So I think that's mainly my pros here, but
I think if that's everything, do you know what it's time for, Chris?
Oh, it's time for Unhinged Reviews.
Unhinged Reviews, the section of the show where we talk about wild, out-of-pocket reviews from the movie we're watching. And I got a few, if you'll indulge me here, Chris.
All right, I'll indulge.
So this one is from Adam, half star. It says, I can't believe he's threatening to make 4 more of these. And is that true? You talked about it a little bit earlier, but
I saw that he's like, there's going to be no less than 6.
Man. Jeez.
Hopefully, for his sake, he already got that on paper, because I would find it hard for Netflix to be like, hey, you know what? Let's make a couple more of these,
Yeah. Oof. All right.
Maybe he'll get them on the Roku channel or something.
This should have been a miniseries, honestly. Like a 5-part miniseries, stitch it up a little bit. I think that would have benefited a bit better, in my opinion.
I'll you there.
This next one's from the Grandy Man, half star. It says, in all caps, I think it's in reference to Jesse's, he can't keep getting away with it. That's pretty good. This one is 4.5 stars from Cat Girl Eugenics. Says, seeing a lot of the same people who gave Dune 5 stars and gave this less than 2, genuinely convinced y'all don't have brains. Yeah.
It's true. This is definitely, it's up there with Dune, I'd say, wouldn't you?
Well, that's just like your opinion, man. This one's 1 star from Michael French. It says,
did you say Dune? I thought you said Doom, the hit.
No, I said Dune as
The Rock.
If we're talking Doom with The Rock, then that was the same caliber, I'd say.
Same thing. Sorry. Didn't mean to cut you off here.
Oh, no, you're good. This one is 1 star from Michael French. It said, I would prefer to poop in my own mouth before watching this absolute trash heap of a sequel again. How can you have something that looks amazing play out so terrible and the story writing to think I actually like the first one? Yikes.
Whoa. You liked the first and didn't like the second?
Yeah, I feel like they're the same.
Yeah.
They're cut from the same cloth, but no. This one's 1.5 star from Darth Wolf 21. Says, I went in with even lower expectations than I had for the first one and still came out of it more disappointed than I originally thought I would have.
I agree with him, actually.
I definitely know where he's coming from. This one's 0.5 star from Diego Tutweiler. It says, you guys trust me. There's a director's cut of this that's 2.5 hours longer, and it's significantly better than this version. At least a 3 out of 10. Guys, I'm being serious. Please listen. The studio ruined Zack Snyder's movies for the 7th time in a row. It's all their fault. They just happen to do this to his movies every single time, and nobody else's. Ha ha ha. Okay, yeah, but please stop laughing, you guys. I'm trying to make a point. Ignore the fact that he was the director and writer and producer and cinematographer and story builder, and that he has full creative control. Please stop laughing at me. He's a misunderstood genius. I'm serious. Please stop. Please. Oh, man. Every Zack Snyder apologist. This one's 0.5 star from Nicolas Cage fan number 1. Sorry. Just says, Snyder, You better hide those balls, or I will come to your location, twist your balls, clone you, and let the replica of you make better movies. Jeez. He says, also Netflix, please stop trying to hype this up. This is the only time when you not marketing your movie is justified. This is a piece of crap garbage that has no purpose other than to be a boring, lazy dick fest. Anyway, watch the Fallout series instead of this piece of human-made garbage because the Fallout show is a legit banger. And I agree.
That's true, yeah.
True. I think this one's my favorite. Half star from Timmy Lee. Just says, I'm going to name my first kid Belisarius one day. He's going to get bullied at crap ton at school. Was Belisarius the name of the main girl?
It's the Thanos guy.
Oh.
Regent Belisarius.
Yeah. Oof. Yeah, no, I couldn't agree more with the Fallout guy. Just watch that instead.
Yeah.
Or really anything. Just watch 2 episodes of Breaking Bad as opposed to this, really.
Yeah, watch
Save your time.
Sex in the City, Sabrina's Teenage Witch, Famous Jet Jackson, whatever it is, I'm sure it's better than this.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. But at the end of the day, it's a movie, and that's all I got. Anything else, Chris?
I didn't hate it as much as Steve. I didn't hate it as much as these people, so... I see what you're doing here, Zach. Just keep on going. Don't listen to what anyone says. You do you. Yeah, I guess that's mainly it.
I don't hate the guy, by the way. Between you and me, Christopher, it seems like a great guy. But obviously can make anything better than me. But
yeah, you've said that. We understand.
I just want the people to know. I just want the people to know. That's all.
Yeah, I can't do it either, Stephen. Believe it or not. But
well, if we did, would you think we'd be doing this? Jeez, gosh.
What, a sci-fi?
Anything. If we could do anything, like make a movie, I mean.
Ooh.
Think we'd be doing a podcast? No, we're just talentless twerps on the line.
That's true. Yes. But anyways, thanks for listening. Let us know what great film we should do next here. Please
be sure to like and subscribe. It really helps out the channel.
Like and subscribe. If we get 100,000 views, we'll watch the extended cut. I'll take off a week of work to be able to watch the whole movie here. I'll snort 3 things of Adderall so I can stay awake. Whatever it takes if we get our, what did I say, 100,000? Yeah, 100,000 Rebel Moon extended marathoners.
Oof. All right.
Yeah.
Well, you heard him. Rally together and make sure he does that.
I'm not doing it alone here.
Oh, yeah, I guess I'll have to do it too. Sure. I'll do it, yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's all I got. Thanks for listening.
That's all I got.
Have a good week. Bye.
Bye.
Steel popcorn pocket. That's it. That's the intro.